Hi there. Welcome to my channel. I'm Clarice and I'm a child development teacher, board-certified lactation consultant, and early education advocate. And today we'll be discussing separation anxiety in infants and toddlers and how you can support and help minimize their anxiety. Stay tuned. One of the big misconceptions about infants and toddlers, especially infants, is that they're not aware of much. That what you do in terms of their care, like your words or your actions, it doesn't really matter. But in reality, the first 3 years of a child's life marks rapid brain growth. Your ability to respond sensitively to your child's needs and provide comfort plays a huge role in determining your child's emotional development across their lifespan. So that being said, let's discuss separation anxiety. If you have an infant around 7 to 9 months of age, you may have noticed a change in their behavior. Your child cries when you leave the room. If you're walking around, they follow you with their gaze. If they're able to crawl and you suddenly get up and leave, then they stop playing and they move to follow you. This is because your child has hit an important milestone in their development, and it's called object permanence. It's knowing something exists even though you can't see it. So before this develops, you could leave the room and your infant wouldn't show a reaction. It's very much the concept of out of sight, out of mind. But now they know you exist somewhere, even if they can't see you. It's typical for a child to experience separation anxiety the first 3 years of life. And I know that this is particularly challenging. We don't want to see our child sad or worried. It's hard when they cling to us, but it's important to see this milestone as positive. It's a clue that you and your child are developing a strong bond, and it's an important one. The way to help children minimize their anxiety through infancy and toddlerhood is to build trust. The first tip to building that trust is let your child know where you are going before you leave and that you're going to return. It helps to ease a child's anxiety over time because they soon learn to trust that you will tell them when you're leaving and that you're going to come back. Get into the habit of telling your child before you leave rather than as you leave. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you're sitting with your 10-month-old child, he's playing on the floor, and you need to stand up and get a tissue. Remain seated, make eye contact with him, and tell him, I'm going to stand up and get a tissue. I'll be right back. Then get up, get a tissue, and then come back. This is different than not saying anything to your child. Then you stand up and then they start to cry and then you tell them you're going to go get a tissue. This very act of slowing down and talking to your child first as they're calm allows them to listen to you and process. Eventually, it makes the difference in your child's reaction and their ability to cope. The second tip is avoid sneaking out while they're busy playing and always say goodbye. I know that this can be very tempting to avoid your child's cries, but I really want you to think about this from your child's point of view. Let's say you're dropping off your 2-year-old at their childcare center before you go to work. He asks you to play first before you go, and he's happily playing while you're seated next to him. But while his back is turned, you get up and you leave quietly. He turns back around because he wants to show you something, and then suddenly you're gone. He doesn't know where you went and if you're coming back. Moments like this adds up. They eventually develop anxiety while playing because they don't know if you're going to be there when they turn around. The third tip is validate your child's feelings and provide reassurance. To us, we're just going to work or we're just going to the bathroom really quick. But to infants and toddlers who don't yet have the concept of time or understand your perspective, it's a loss no matter how long you're gone, and they treat the situation as such. Refrain from trying to talk children out of their feelings or placing judgment on them. This may come out as, you don't need to cry, or I just left for a minute, or I'm just going to work. Instead, take a pause and model acceptance of their feelings and provide calm, confident reassurance. You can say something like, I'm leaving for work now. Grandma's going to be here to take care of you. I know you're sad. I'll be right back, right after nap time. The fourth tip is show confidence in your child and follow through on what you say. Showing confidence in your child is really important. And when you say you're going to leave, stay true to what you say. and leave. Avoid doing the back and forth with your child and repeatedly saying goodbye, because this becomes really confusing for your child. We model trust in them that they're going to be okay, and we follow through on our plans. The fifth tip is model acceptance for what you say and do. You don't need to apologize for going to the bathroom or going to work, because your needs and responsibilities are also very important. You can say, "I'm back from the bathroom, thank you for waiting," or "I'm home, I'm happy to see you." Notice how it's very different than saying, "Oh, poor baby. I know, I'm such a bad mom for leaving, right? Sorry I had to leave." Children are very, very sensitive to our feelings. We model trust in ourselves and show confidence in what we do so that our children learn to do the same for themselves and begin witnessing the needs of others. I hope you found these tips helpful. If you did find it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe so the channel can reach more people like you. And if you have topics you would like for me to cover in future videos, feel free to send me an email. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.